Okay, so I said that I would come back and give some information about, just the beginning of everything. If you saw the prior video, then you got a gist of the different synchronizations and stuff that I experienced. That was my first time experiencing it so heavy around a passing. So when you heard me saying that I'm very new to this, that's what I was referring to. Very new to so many synchronizations around someone who passed away. Now, what I'm not new to is the fact that I do receive synchronizations about other things, based on certain things that I've intended and deliberately created to mean something for me. And it's kind of like receiving a wink from the universe, validating that yes, we are aware of what you're thinking. And I'm going to get more into detail as to what I mean about that. So when I say it's like a wink from God, from infinite intelligence, from source, from guidance, from whatever it is that you feel comfortable with referring to God as, those are my words, what I refer to as God. Okay, source, guidance, all of those things. Now, this all started back in 2018. I found a spiritual teacher after going through some crazy stuff in my life, being on the verge of homelessness, not having too many people that I could fall back on and things of that nature, and just life was shit. Okay, just when I thought I was getting things to a certain point, everything flipped upside down. So I got to a point where I was just frustrated with life. I was upset with how the outcomes would look as if they were good, but they wouldn't last. And I couldn't understand. It's like I was in a loop, like some sort of cycle. I'm like, shit, what is it? And I remember real deal being mad at God. I remember fussing and saying, this ain't it. It's no way that you brought me here to live this reality in this way. And I don't know why this making like I'm so huge at the top. I ain't that big at the top, baby. Anyway, but back to the story. It was to a point where I was like, I was refusing to believe that life had to be that difficult. So I started asking the right questions. I'm like, what is my purpose? What am I here for? You brought me here to struggle? Like, this is how I talk to God. When I'm upset, or even when I'm happy, I talk to God. Me and God got a bond between me and God. How you talk to God and how I talk to God may be two totally different things. But when I'm upset, I let it out. And I'm like, look, I don't appreciate this. I don't like this. I don't no different than how I would go to a father or a mother or, somebody that I trust with the information. So I spilled out my beans, my guts and everything to God, and just really was like, okay, so, what's up? And somehow, through the midst of me being upset and trying to keep things balanced and together, I ended up finding Abraham Hicks. Now, Abraham Hicks is a spiritual teacher, a spiritual teacher that is channeled through a woman named Esther Hicks. Now, those of you who know what channeling is, again, with this type of information, I'm going to tell you right now, you got to have an open mind. You have to be aware that there are things beyond what your human mind can comprehend. You have to really be open in order to receive different information, different perspectives, and know what's valid for you based on what feels good to you, what resonates with you in your heart and aligns with your heart and mind at the same time. It has to make sense in here and in here. So she channels a collective energy known as Abraham. They named it Abraham because Abraham across many religious texts means teacher. This is infinite intelligence. This is source. This is God. This is a collective energy that she receives information from and gives out. Now, although she refers to it as channeling. I've heard this information from both people who channel and people who do not. The one thing that I like about this information is that although it can be explained from many different perspectives, the information itself, the substance of the information, the value of it remains the same. I don't care how it's being taught. The substance of it all is this: you are a deliberate creator. You are someone who creates their own reality. You are in charge of whatever the fuck is going on in your life, whether it looks good or bad. It's still on you. Nobody else is doing it to you. Nobody else is cursing you or damning you from a previous life. None of that. This is on you. And it comes from your thoughts, your beliefs, and just what you are focusing on within every now, this now, and every now after this now. That's what matters. And anything prior to now, as far as what you were feeling, if you want to adjust it, you can always adjust it in every now. That's very important that you know. So finding Abraham Hicks after shit was hitting the fan and, you know, things not going right, I was watching her videos like on a day-to-day basis. And she says that you don't have to believe us. You don't want to believe it from us that you are a deliberate creator, then try it for yourself. And I love that she said that, because I'm a tangible person. Like, I like to see things have to come into my life for me to really see it. But what Abraham Hicks teaches is that you have to believe it first before seeing it. That's where faith comes in. You've heard that all your life, especially for people who grew up with a religious background and things like me. I'm naturally Christian. I grew up in a Christian household, a God-fearing household. My grandma took us to church and things of that nature. That stuff is still in me. That's never going to go away. And if you have it too, then you know what I mean when I say you have to have faith. So I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. If I'm a deliberate creator and I can, you know, manifest and all of this stuff, if this manifesting shit is really real, then okay, I'll do it. She says, pick items that you don't really care about. Something that you're not really, you know, emotionally attached to. Because as you venture into this information and as we move and proceed forward, you're going to realize that those things that you don't really care about, that you don't have so many emotional ties behind, like money. Everybody has an emotional belief behind money, whether it be something good. You think that money don't grow on trees, it's the root of all evil. However you think about it, that's your experience with money. So if you feel like you ain't got enough of it, you got a bond and a relationship with money that doesn't allow you to have enough of it. That's just how it works. And we're going to get into that. So she said pick something. So I picked 2 random items. I said I want a chicken nugget and a candy cane. 2 random things just because. So I said it just like this. I said, universe, if this manifesting stuff and everything that this woman is saying on these videos is real, then I want a chicken nugget and a candy cane. Show me. That was it. Okay? I didn't think twice about that. I don't have no emotional ties behind that. I don't care if I see a chicken nugget or a candy cane or not. I wasn't going out in the world looking for like, where's that? I didn't do any of that. I kept living my life, and because I had too much going on to be focused on the chicken nugget and the candy cane anyway. I put my request out there because she always say that all you have to do is ask and it is given. And that's how everything works. Again, the only reason why I ain't won the lottery yet is because I have an emotional tie behind how quickly or effortlessly money can come. Now, I do have new beliefs behind it and they have gotten better, but we ain't there yet. Again, when it comes to that stuff, like, I'm still a work in progress as with everybody else. But yeah, I needed to be very clear that this is not a gift or what people call a gift, because this is something that is natural. We all have the ability to do this. We all have the ability to create our reality. We all have that right. We are all born from that same energy. We come from that same source, which is God. So that God energy is within you, and that energy is what allows you to create. Okay? So I asked for that. Maybe a few days go by. I went to Walmart with my family, and we just doing a regular Walmart run. I go to Walmart. I walk in with my brother and my son. We barely got into the store. I think right by the frozen section, we ended up stopping. My brother was like, let me go get a buggy. So I said, okay, I'll wait right here for you. But I noticed as he walked off that there was a price that said $4.44. And I was like, okay. Like, I never saw that. I didn't know at the time what angel numbers is. I didn't have this. Like, all of this stuff comes from my experiences and things that I've learned along the way, and now that I can't deny. Okay, I ain't wearing these necklaces and stuff for nothing. Like, I can't deny these things anymore. They're a part of my life, so I represent them in whatever little way, like cute little ways. Okay. So I saw 444. I'll never forget that. And I turned around waiting to see if my brother was coming back in, facing the door now. And my son walks up to me with a box of candy canes and says, Mommy, can we have this? Now, he doesn't know that what I asked the universe. He doesn't know that. But here I am looking at him in awe, like, why are you showing me this right now? Like, who's in on this with you? Because this is something that I asked to God just within me and myself. Okay? So as he's showing me the chicken nuggets, I see my brother coming in, but something makes me look over to my right. When I tell y'all I am perfectly adjacent to the aisle that has frozen chicken nuggets on it. Great Values frozen chicken nuggets. I got my candy canes and I got my bag of chicken nuggets. I just asked for the universe to show me that if this is really real, that I can put something in my mind, ask for it within myself or out loud to my, like, I do these things in private. So it's not like, oh, hey son, be on the lookout for candy canes and chicken nuggets. I didn't do that. This was just me experimenting something with me minding my business. And my son brought me a box of candy canes and looked over to my right. I was perfectly aligned with the aisle that had frozen chicken nuggets. I walked down there to look at them for myself with the box of candy canes in my hand. Ever since that day, life has been magic. Ever since that day. Because Abraham Hicks says all the time, once you know this information, you can't go back. I can't go back to a normal life where I just think that things happen to me because that's just the way they are. I can't go back to a normal life where I think that whatever has happened to me is because I'm damned or because I'm cursed or because of something I did in a past life or because of, you know what I mean? I can't do that. Not with what I've witnessed, because those chicken nuggets and the candy cane was just the beginning of so many other things that I've witnessed. I've witnessed so many things that I'm for sure I don't even remember them all. That's how much the doors and the gates have opened up to this information. As I proceed with learning it, the universe validates what I'm learning along the way. That's what my spiritual journey has been about this entire 4 years. Me witnessing and peeping things that I'm learning and saying within myself actually being a tangible fact. Okay? And I recently heard a quote that attitude is smarter than facts. Because with all of this, it's about your mindset. How aware are you about your thinking? How aware are you about your emotions behind what you're thinking? What are you feeling when you're saying certain things? Are you speaking for you, meaning speaking life into yourself, or are you speaking against yourself? Are you self-sabotaging? Are you doubting? Are you fearing? I've done it. We all do it. But the message here today is that you don't have to. You're too powerful. We are all powerful. We all are powerful. And it's so important that we start to realize that more, because this has changed my life. And if I had to start all over again, I would want somebody like myself to kind of guide me through and avoid some of the... I went through a lot of things the long way around. But now that I know better, I can kind of give a shortcut. I started off with affirmations, writing them every day. I started off with meditation, meditating every day. I've now learned that you can do affirmations within yourself. You can do subliminals for those who are not good at meditating. Because I'm going to tell you right now, it's easier for me to teach you how to stop thinking versus thinking positively. If your thoughts and your emotions create your reality, I'm 32. I just turned 32. There's no way that I can tell you to write affirmations and think positively for a week, and that's just going to fix 32 years of negativity, fear. You know what I mean? It's going to take time. And you're going to have to be willing to stand in the paint about your life. I stood in the paint about my life because I was tired. I was sick of it looking like shit. And I was no longer accepting that as an answer. I was no longer taking my life telling me, you know, like my life depicting in a way that I didn't prefer. I was done with it. I was finished with it. So once I've established that I was done with it and that I was finished with it, I put myself to work. I did the work. I did the affirmations. I meditated every day. I still do. I meditate every single day. I meditated before doing this video. This is something that is a part of me now. It's a practice. It's a habit. And these habits have sharpened my awareness. I'm able to focus. I'm a lot more clear on my life and what's to come next. You know what? When you begin to be the gatekeeper of your thinking, you're no longer worried or concerned of what could pop up. If I create my own reality, I'm not worried or concerned about anything happening to me as I'm sitting in this car. I'm not concerned of loss or none of this stuff because I don't practice a thought nor an emotion or a belief behind harm. One of the things that I tell myself all the time is that I'm divinely protected and heavenly guided. I say that all the time. Divinely protected, heavenly guided. And because I say that all the time, I expect it. And because I expect it, I am divinely protected and heavenly guided all the time. You have to establish the things and the mantras and the affirmations and the beliefs that will work for you. And then your next step is to assume them as possible. There's a thing called the law of assumption. You have the ability to assume anything. You can assume that you are divinely protected. You can assume that money comes to you easily and effortlessly. You can assume those things into being because you're just that powerful. You have the power of choice. See, we think we take choice lightly, but it's so much more to it than that. You got to open up the realms within. You got so much going on in here that can create so much out here. If I had to start over again too, I would visualize more before going to bed. These things create your reality. You're impressing your subconscious as you go to sleep. Your conscious subsides. And as you visualize before going to bed, you are impressing your subconscious is always up, always awake. So as you're sleeping and slumbering, your conscious is out for the day. Your subconscious is still up. And there's a lot of information that I have that is going to have to be broken down into individual videos because it's so much that I want to tell you right now. Even right now, this video probably all over. But it's so much information that ties in with other information that will be beneficial for your life. At least I hope that it will be, because it was so beneficial for me. But again, we are all on our own individual paths. Never believe anything that I tell you. Absolutely never. Because I want you to experience these things for yourself. I want you to establish the connection for yourself. Don't believe anything that I tell you. You take what resonates with you, you try them out, and you see for yourself what the world will validate for you. Because that's how it works. But my job and what I feel is necessary is to let you all know that you all have the gift. This is not something where special individuals know. I'm no special. I'm neither inferior nor superior to any of you. Period. I'm no better than or no less than any of you. Real confidence lies in that when you know that. I'm neither superior nor inferior to nobody. Ain't no competitions out here. None of that stuff. This is all about you. Strictly about you. Period. But yeah. So everything started from there. And I started meditating consistently. And I started noticing things more. Things that I wouldn't normally notice had I not started meditating. Meditation is the cardio for your focus. What I do in meditation is I close my eyes and I focus on a sound that's within the room. Like that humming from the car, I can focus on that for 15 minutes. Isolate that sound and ask yourself as you're listening to it, how much of this sound can I hear in this moment right now? That's how I meditate. And eventually you can stop asking and just do it. Listen for how much of the sound can you hear in this very moment and stay focused on it without being distracted by everything else. There's going to be times where thoughts come in and you wander off. Just come back to the sound. Every time you come back, you're doing it right. Every time you come back to the sound, you're doing it right. There's no such thing as bad meditation. You doing it is good meditation. It's simple. And with time, with practice, with consistency, it'll eventually become a habit. That's just how it works. But it's like, it's so much that ties into this. Again, this video is just to take you back to the beginning as far as a glance on what it all means. It's so much that I want to get out, but I gotta break this down. I can't feed you all this stuff just in one video. There needs to be a video about positive thinking. There needs to be a video about the power of your subconscious mind. There needs to be a video about the law of assumption. There needs to be a video about parallel universes. You need to understand that the things that you want, the things that you think of them because they're already created. They're already done. Things that you want are 99.99999% done. You are the 1%. The reason that it don't come is because of you. The reason that it does come is because of you. It all depends on that, you being the 1% and what you're willing to believe, what you're willing to trust, what you're willing to expect. Everything starts with the belief. I had to change beliefs. I had to change worry, doubt, and fear into confidence, sureness, certainty. It took work. And when I say that I had to stand in the paint about my life, this is what I mean. I had to choose to do the work despite what my circumstances looked like. Because it's like what I said, you're building up new momentum with these new beliefs, these new affirmations, with quieting your mind through meditation. Because when you quiet your mind, you instantly raise your vibration, which instantly picks up your momentum towards the direction that you prefer to go. A more positive route, a more stable outcome when you're creating your life intentionally. And the way that you do that is with your thinking. You can ask the universe for anything, and if you truly trust and expect it, it will come. But if you got any doubts or fears, or you feel like that, your emotions are a guidance system. When you say something, how do you really feel about when you say it? When you say, oh, then universe, I want $1 million. Do you really truly believe that within yourself? Because if you do, then you're a millionaire. But if you don't, you got to work on the beliefs behind it. You got to work on the emotions behind it. You have to make them more easier and more softer for you to obtain. You might have to get off the subject of money altogether, because all your life you might have been struggling with that. And I choose that topic because I know that's the main thing that everybody wants to manifest. If it ain't about money, people want to manifest a specific person, a special person, somebody that they actually want to be with. That's like the highlight of this topic. Money, specific person. People want money and they want marriage, or they want somebody that they can be with, especially women. And that's just what I know based on looking up stuff on YouTube. That's like one of the highlight of the topics, and when you go through comments and stuff, that's all you see. But I feel like, again, this video all over because I'm rambling, but at the same time, I wanted to get this out so that you can just get a glimpse of where it comes from, the basis of it, the gist of it all. And it all boils down to what we've always heard. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. And with all the power that you have within your mindset, you don't want to waste that. You want to find out how you can utilize it for your benefit. Like I said, I'm to the point where I've meditated enough to the point where I can focus and put my feelings and emotions on the shelf. I've done things to where I can think of a past event, something that made me happy, focus on that feeling, and then direct my thought on something that I actually want and manifest it. Because you can get the emotion, the positivity from anywhere, from any subject. And we're going to go more into that. That's what I call molding energy. I'm going to mold this good feeling, positive energy. I'm going to feel it. I'm going to hold on to it. But then I am going to sit within it and divert my thinking towards something that I actually want. While holding this feeling about a whole nother topic, I'm going to think about something that I actually want and bring the two together and practice with it. Keep practicing, holding that good feeling, because I think that this feeling is the closest to what manifesting this would feel like. And then I hold them together. We're gonna get into all of that. But as of right now, I wanted to give that information. I know it's not much, but just bear with me because there's so much to come. I really need the time to sit and just think about the structure of where I need to go with this. But if you want more information on how you can be deliberate about something that you need to create, by all means, just like y'all messaged me and commented and DM'd me before, feel free. If you need more detail on what I'm speaking on, feel free. Reach out to me. Y'all know it's whatever. And I can explain it to you. And based on what it is that you're trying to do, I can even give you some guidance or assistance as far as what I feel would be more beneficial for you. One of my favorite things with all of this information is, again, subliminals, because it's for those people who may not be interested in meditating. So you can bypass that by using subliminals before you go to bed. 21 days, 21 nights, because it takes 21 days to form a habit. If you can impress your subconscious for 21 days, your subconscious will lead you towards what it is that you're trying to create. That's how it works. I impressed my subconscious when I asked for what I wanted, and I didn't think nothing of. My conscious was not in the way of that. And we're going to learn about that too, your conscious versus your subconscious. Your conscious is that thing that make you want to just go and do things all the time, but sometimes we move before God. Your subconscious knows that. That's your spirit, your inner being, your guidance system, who knows all. That's that piece of energy that you get from God, your subconscious. It knows where to lead you to. It knows the certain events. It'll bring the people. I have seen the universe stand on its head for something that I've wanted. Bring in certain circumstances, certain events, certain conversations, certain people, certain symbolism, certain signs, and all of that just to get me to move towards what it is that I want, or what it is that I've asked for. And we're going to break all of that down. We're going to go over all of that. I don't want this video to be too long, but I just wanted you to really get a feel and a glimpse of where this is heading from here forward. And again, like I said, I also wanted to start from the beginning. The beginning for me was Abraham Hicks. The beginning for me, and what told me that I am enough to create my own reality, is when I manifested those chicken nuggets and candy cane. I used to hear people say stuff about manifestation all the time, but I never knew that you can be this deliberate. I never knew that you can be this intentional. I never knew that you can be this specific. I didn't do any work or anything to receive that. We're going to talk about effortless action too, because us as humans, we think we are so action oriented. And like I said, sometimes we beat our own selves up because that's our mind. Oh, I'm a hustle and bustle and da-da-da-da. I don't hustle and bustle for shit. I used to be like that. I'm an attractor. I attract things. I let things come to me. I don't hustle for anything. I put it in my mindset. I put it out to the universe. I do my part as far as keeping myself steady and positive so that I'm not interfering, because anything outside of positivity is resistance, and resistance slows down your manifestations. So as long as I do my part and I put it out there, I expect these things to come to me in some way, shape, or form. I just do. And the more that I do this, the better my trust game gets. And I'm going to end it with one more story on what I mean about this. I remember losing my wallet, or I thought I lost my wallet, right? And this is what I mean about being the gatekeeper of your thoughts. When you learn this information and you meditate, you're so calm within yourself that you know what thoughts are happening and everything like that. You're more in control. Instead of, meditation allows you to be in control of your thinking instead of your thinking in control of you. So I thought I lost my wallet. Now, prior to me thinking I lost my wallet in this moment, I had to really go back and say, was I worried about anything? Was I afraid of losing anything? Every time I asked, my mind was saying no. I meditated, I'm calm, I'm easy. You, like attracts like. So if I'm calm and I'm easy and I'm soothing and I've been positive, then what does losing my wallet have to do with that energy that I've been projecting? See, these are the things that I know and trust now. I knew that I didn't put out any energy where I should lose my wallet, or because losing your wallet is fear, doubt, work. Like, that shit is frustrating. You know what it's like when you lose a damn wallet. But I wasn't practicing that energy leading up to when I thought I lost my wallet. So once I peeped that and I realized, oh, I refuse. And that's what I mean about standing in the paint about your life. It's going to be circumstances that come up, and you're going to have to stand firm and know that, no, I put out the work and I've been positive. Losing my wallet is not a part of that work. That energy don't match. They don't. So I was like, well, I'm going to keep looking, because I know good and damn well, I don't know who reality this is, but my reality doesn't have lost wallets, because I don't practice the energy to lose a wallet. That's what I'm trying to say. When you learn to be the gatekeeper of your thinking, you're not worried about what's going to creep up on you or what's going to happen. I got this under control because I'm thinking about it in my mind. I'm in alignment with God every day. So why would I lose my wallet? And even when stuff hit the fan, you got to think of it to yourself like this. Even this is for my highest good. It's going to be circumstances that look like shit when you're doing this work, because a lot of stuff starts. When I tell you, the more I learned about this in the beginning, it seemed like everything blew up. It was because it had to make room for the new. You can't think new thoughts and change things around and shit don't shake and rumble sometimes. You may start doing this work and asking for a specific person, and then people start leaving. You got to stand in the paint and know that that must be for my highest good, because I ain't been doing nothing but my affirmations, meditating, thinking positive, doing what I'm supposed to do. You have to know that for yourself. You got to trust in that. And that's the part that's the hard part. That's where faith has to come in. You got to be able to stand in that knowing and trust that even this will be for my highest good. Everything works out for my highest good. I don't care what the circumstance looks like. That's my belief. I had to train myself to fully believe that. And now that I do, that's what I expect. And that's how my reality works. And that's what I want for everybody. Sometimes you wish that you can just get that for everybody, because if more people knew that, they wouldn't be worried about Tom, Dick, and Harry and what they got going on. You would be worried about how you feeling, how you thinking, how you handling yourself, how you moving out here in the world, because it's all based on you. Once you get you together, all of this shit out here matches. But if this shit don't look the way that you want it to, it's because of you. And that's a hard pill to swallow. It was hard for me to realize that I was kicking my own ass. And I thank God I found this information, because it makes life so much easier. And like I said, we're going to break it all down. I'm going to do my best to make it as easy for y'all as possible too. If it means that I have to suggest certain videos, suggest certain actions, whatever it may be, Let's discuss it. Let's do it, because we too powerful. We too powerful. Think about it. Everything that you're surrounded by, this car, everything that's in here came from people's mindset first. Us not riding on horses anymore and actually riding in cars that drive themselves is because of our minds, because of the minds of humans. Our job is to create and evolve. That's it. And realize that we all come from the same place, that we're all one. We are collectives. But yeah, so I'm going to end that at that. I'm going to connect this. My shift is about to start. So I'm going to combine these videos together, because I had to make them in separate. It's probably just be one separate one. This tail end of it, you'll notice it because there's no shift. But I'll combine these together and I'm going to put them up. I hope that this was clear and I guess interesting enough to kind of spark your little curiosity about how you too can create your own reality, because my only intent is that as I learn, so will you. Hence the name. I've had these desires and ideas to express this information for a very, very long time. I got the push and the nudge from my friends, so I'm going to keep going forward, and that's that. But every Sunday, be on the lookout. I'll try to post right before my shift. I have a shift that starts at 10:30. So I'll make the videos, post it around that time, go to work. And then as you all are writing me or whatever, I will respond to you on my 15-minute breaks and my lunch and stuff like that. And we'll go from there. Sundays are a slow day, so it is what it is. Anyway, take care. Be kind to yourself. Be patient. Be loving. And spread wisdom. Spread your awareness. Spread your power. It's a lot of people that wrote me who said that they experienced the same thing, and I never even knew that. Like, I knew it was people out there, but some of the people who wrote me, like my classmates and stuff, I just thought that was so cool, because in this information sometimes you feel like it's just you, but it's not. And hopefully we can create a community around that. I don't know, I'm just going with the flow. Anyway, take care.